It doesn't look like that would be a shame.
It might be fun.
Yeah, not the same. I don't know if anybody tried to reach out to Nancy or somebody to make sure. Yeah, I think Nancy's in my flash.
Actually, he comes with Adamson's now.
Really?
Yeah.
Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Reading's Sunday worship service. It's so good to be together again with a snowstorm that rearranged our lives last week and with all the more critical things going on, rearranging so many lives in our country. My name is Charlene Reynolds-Santo. I'm a member of the worship arts team, and I use she, her pronouns. We choose to share our pronouns because we know all genders are holy, whole, and loved. You are welcome here. All are welcome here as we gather to create an understanding, welcoming, and family-friendly community. Today, we join together to create a space where we nurture and explore individual spirituality, build a committed and loving community, and to help heal our broken country. Now, if this is your first time with us, we're very happy that you have joined us today. Please look at our website to learn more about this beloved community. There you can connect with our staff. And for those who are in the sanctuary this morning, please come and chat with myself or Melissa Martin in Fellowship Hall after the service, if you wish. Now, this morning, we welcome back to the chancel Reverend Ken Reeves, and there is an expanded biography in our order of service if you are interested in checking that out. Welcome, Reverend Reeves.
Well, good morning. May peace be in your hearts. Through the energy of freedom and the warmth of love, may you live the fullness of being alive, and in that fullness find peace. Through justice and understanding, may humanity be at peace, and may all of life on earth live together in balance and peace. It's good to be with you all this morning. Thanks for introducing me. I'm sorry we had to miss meeting last week, but I'm glad to be back with you all today. I want to extend a welcome to anyone who might be visiting for the first time. I think it takes a little courage to enter the doors of an unfamiliar congregation, and so I extend my welcome and applaud your courage. And if I were to introduce this congregation to our visitors, I would suppose that like other Unitarian Universalist congregations, this is a support community for people on various journeys towards ultimate goals, such as love, or peace, or union. And one of the ways we support each other is by valuing together cooperation. Of course, when you're journeying together with someone and there's cooperation happening, the journey is supported along. And you can see this theme of cooperation in our history. For example, in the early Universalists' history, where the universe believed that God wanted salvation for all, universal salvation, which is a cooperative deity. God is cooperating. And that's the theme of today's service, cooperation. Cooperation meets our needs. I would say that's the content of the service. And then there's a process. Content is what people are saying. Process is what people are doing as they're saying what they're saying. And I hope the process of the service has a quality of vulnerability. Vulnerability on behalf of what one is for. And I have this mindful of the current political climate, in which people can go, boy, there's things going on here I do not like. When there are things going on that one doesn't like, one can adopt one position, which is accommodation to it. Like, oh, what, I give up. The motto for this point would be, whatever. Ideally, that doesn't last too long. And then there's another point where one says, no, I'm objecting to what's going on. The motto for this point would be, wait a minute. But then there's another point, which is kind of about vulnerability regarding what one values and one wants. The vulnerability involved here is that somebody can shoot down what I want, but I'm still going to want it, still going to value it, still going to articulate it. And I like and want cooperation. So I'm offering that theme with some vulnerability. I think making change, paradoxically, one is powerful when one is vulnerable. And saying, I'm willing to take a risk on behalf of what I want and value. I want it and value it so much, I can take some heat for that which I want. Ultimately, I hope today's service supports you on your spiritual journeys. I hope that as you journey, you find love and freedom and live the full richness of being alive. As we light our chalice this morning with Unitarian Universalists around the globe, I invite you to call into your heart the flame you kindle this morning, the flame of truth, of community, of commitment to love and justice. Please join me in reciting the chalice lighting words, which can be found in the sheets with the hymnals behind the pews. In the light of truth, the warmth of community, the fire of commitment, we gather this day. May the flame we now kindle be to us symbol of the holiness we seek. And each week we recite our children's affirmation as a reminder of the most important elements of who we are. Please join me in reciting these words.
Here we go. All right, one more.
We are One more. Oh, wait, hold on.
Okay, now.
Whoop.
I'm okay.
No blood.
Now.
Okay.
We are Unitarian Universalists, the Church of the open mind, loving heart, and helping hands.
All right, thank you, guys.
And invite us to sing together, Gathered Here, which is kind of a little theme or little hymn that has to do with the theme of cooperation. And let's sing together 3 times. Gathered Here, number 389 in your hymnal.
Good morning. Good morning. If any of my young folks or young at heart would like to come listen to a story up front, come and have a seat. Good morning. So we're going to read a story called Ben's Trumpet today, and then afterwards we'll talk about it and see what Ben learned or what you guys learned from the story. In the evening, Ben sits on the fire escape and listens to the music from the Zig-Zag Jazz Club. He joins in, playing his trumpet. Sometimes he plays until very late and falls asleep in the hot night air. Every day on the way home from school, Ben stops by the Zig-Zag Jazz Club. He watches the musicians practice, the pianist, the saxophonist, the trombonist, and the drummer. But most of all, Ben thinks the trumpeter is the cat's meow. Ben feels the rhythm of the music all the way home. He plays for his mama, grandmother, and baby brother, and for his papa and his friends. One day, Ben is sitting on the stoop and playing his trumpet. "I like your horn," someone says. It's the trumpeter from the Zig-Zag Jazz Club. Ben smiles and watches him walk to the club. The next day after school, Ben stops and listens to the musicians practicing a red-hot piece. He starts blasting away at his trumpet. Some kids in front of the candy store watch him and yell, "Hey, what you doing?" they yell. Ben stops and turns around. "What do you think I'm doing?" "What do you think you're doing?" they ask again. "I'm playing my trumpet," Ben answers. "Man, you're crazy. You don't have a trumpet." They laugh and laugh. Ben puts his hands in his pockets and walks slowly home. He sits on the stoop and watches the blinking lights of the Zig-Zag Jazz Club. He sits there a long time, just watching. Down the street, the band comes out for a break. The trumpeter comes over to Ben. "Where's your horn?" he asks. "I don't have one," Ben says. The trumpeter puts his hand on Ben's shoulder. "Come on over to the club," he says, "and we'll see what we can do." So what did you guys learn from what the other kids did to Ben? Were they nice to him? Were they encouraging him in his imagination or telling him that that was wrong? Yeah, they didn't like his pretend trumpet. Do you think that he should give up because they don't like it? No. And what did we learn about the trumpeter? He comes and does what for Ben? He brings him to the jazz club and he helps him, and they work together so that Ben can actually practice on a real trumpet, and his imaginary trumpet is still just as good. All right, we're going to sing you on your way to classes this morning. Thank you for listening. And you're going to go out the back this way, down the...
We take time in our service to light our candles of community, peace, and justice. We light our red candle of community to signify our interconnection. Wherever you are in time and space, newcomer or longtime member, here in the sanctuary or holding us virtually, we light this candle holding you in love. As we light this candle, I invite you to speak aloud the name or names of people who are on your mind and heart today to bring them fully into this space. We light our blue candle of peace for the increasing number of places worldwide where people live with the threat of war and violence, sometimes at the instigation and support of our own country. and indeed in our own country as federal agents terrorize the people of Minnesota and threaten other states that have defied the administration. We acknowledge the continuing genocide in Gaza and the West Bank, the war in Ukraine, the worsening famine strife in Sudan, and the threat of war with the people of Venezuela at the instigation of the administration. We light this candle to remind ourselves that each of us has a role to play in the creation of peace in our lives, our homes, our country, and our world. And we light our yellow candle of justice. As we act for peace, we also create justice. The recent killings of Renee Good and Alex Petty, and the more than 25 people of color who have died in ICE custody give lie to the trust we place in the justice system. Any government that does not believe in the rule of law cannot deliver justice to its people. May all people everywhere live their lives in freedom, and may we each do our part in the work for justice and liberation for all in the global community. As we recommit ourselves to the work of love and justice, may we each voice this commitment by saying amen. And my prayer is a Buddhist meditation, may be familiar to you, has a theme of cooperation with it. May you be happy. May you be well. May you be safe. May you be peaceful and at ease. The cooperative stretch would be to consider this prayer and directing it towards someone one does not like. May you be happy. May you be well. May you be safe. May you be peaceful and at ease. And may we continue in this meditative spirit and sing together The Lone Wild Bird, number 15 in the hymnal. It is a hymn that has a theme of cooperating with the Spirit. If you have a joy or a sorrow you would like to honor through lighting a silent candle, you're invited to come forward now. Please allow those with mobility issues to come first.
This morning's reading is about cooperation. Matthew 5:3-10. Beloved are the poor in spirit, for their kingdom is of heaven. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are they that hunger and thirst after justice, for they shall have their fill. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the clean of heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Blessed are they that suffer persecution for justice' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
Good morning. My name is Bonnie Anderson. I'm your music director and pianist. And the first anthem we would like to sing for you this morning is dedicated to George White, and we're hoping that he's watching the live stream. Last Sunday during the snowstorm, it was his birthday, and this is his very favorite anthem. And I found a copy where it had words written in and changed the day that he finished his tenure here as the organist. But we are going to sing the words that are in the original anthem this morning. So on behalf of the entire choir and the congregation, George, we hope you're online watching, and we wish you a belated happy birthday, and we hope that you enjoy your favorite hymn this morning. Thank you. With thee.
great. It's just like, fits the theme of this service, too. Thanks. Well, here's a story about cooperation. Once upon a time, King Arthur and his retinue were hunting in a forest. Arthur had bagged a deer and was quite proud, until a gamekeeper for a neighbor king appeared and told them they were trespassing on this neighbor's kingdom. Nobody liked this neighbor, particularly his wife. I'll call him King Buster because Buster is what my wife calls me when I've been bad. Arthur and his entourage were brought before King Buster, who said, "King Arthur, you have been caught poaching in my forest, and poaching is a capital offense. Therefore, you must be executed." Arthur's knights begged, "You cannot kill King Arthur, the fairest of kings. He only strayed into your forest by accident. Please spare his life." King Buster sighed, "Oh, all right. I will spare your life, King Arthur, on one condition. You must answer this question. What do women want?" You have 1 year to find the answer. If you fail, the death sentence will be carried out. Arthur and his men were relieved with this reprieve, yet worried. How could they answer this great mystery? Arthur's knights fanned out through the kingdom, asking sages, priests, monks, and seers, what do women want? Everyone they asked shrugged, like, darned if I know, although their answers were more courtly, like, yon truth doth elude me. Months passed, still no answer. Finally, in a dark, forgotten forest, they came to a run-down hovel occupied by an old crone. She was difficult to be near. Ragged clothes, thin, greasy hair, one black tooth, a wart on her nose, and a smell that made the flies buzzing around her die. The crone Griselda said in a croaking voice, "I know what women want." The nobleman said, "Please tell us." Griselda cackled, "I'll tell you and save your king, but in return, I shall have the hand in marriage of the most noble knight of the Round Table, Sir Galahad." They all looked at Galahad as if to ask, "You want to go through with this?" Galahad spoke, "I am loyal to King Arthur and will do anything to save his life. To Griselda, I give you my word of honor. If your answer saves King Arthur, I will consent to have your hand in marriage." Griselda cackled again and said, "I trust you, King Sir Galahad, to be good to your word. Therefore, I will answer. What women want is dominion over their lives." The company nodded with the truth of Griselda's answer, except Sir Lancelot, who piped up, "What about men? We want dominion over our lives." Galahad rested a hand on Lancelot's shoulder. "Yes, my friend, we do. But we live in a patriarchy in which women do not often have dominion over their lives, so dominion is more of an issue for women." Lancelot said, "Oh, right." Griselda smirked at him. The courtly assemblage returned to King Buster's castle. He asked, "Do you have the answer to what women want?" Arthur replied, "Yes, women want dominion over their lives." Buster raised his eyebrows at the realization of this truth. "Ah, yes, I see. Well, King Arthur, I hereby spare your life. Thank you for this knowledge. I believe it will probably help my marriage. And just for fun, they had a feast. But what of the nuptials of Griselda and Sir Galahad? This story is not quite ended. So far in the story, there has been some cooperation. King Buster offered a cooperative gesture to King Arthur. Griselda offered the answer. Galahad agreed to marry Griselda. Cooperation can occur with other people, with our bodies, between nations, with nature, with reality, and with the Spirit. We cooperate with each other by meeting other people's needs and making it easy for other people to meet our needs. I think if that's our two jobs in relationships, meet other people's needs, make it easy for them to meet our needs. And cooperation meets our needs for dominion over our lives, survival, and I think three key relationship needs: to matter, to be accepted, and for friendly contact. When our needs are met, we're happy. When we meet other people's needs, it's meaningful. Nevertheless, some people dismiss cooperation. For instance, a friend walking her tiny dogs past the house next door where an aggressive dog tore through the screen door to lunge at her little leashed pipsqueaks. Its owner grabbed the dog but barked at my friend. "You should take responsibility for your dogs." My friend was flabbergasted. What? Walking in a public space, tiny dogs, on leashes, and I'm being attacked? We have his choices: attack, withdraw, or cooperate. After an attack like this, a counterattack seems natural, like bark back at him. Withdrawal also seems natural, like steer away from this guy. Cooperation considers what people need. The man might need acceptance. He fears the opposite of acceptance, a scolding, and offers a preemptive scold to put my friend on the defensive and prevent the likely attack. My friend needs acceptance too, to be accepted walking her dogs. To meet their needs, a cooperative offer could sound like, how can we share this neighborhood in a way that works for us and our dogs? To the owner of the furious dog, negotiating for mutual needs might make no sense because he may have grown up without someone meeting his needs and learned that seeking to meet his needs only brings disappointment. So no asking for needs to be met. Someone else with needs implies it is possible in relationships for needs to be met. If the man is convinced such hope is foolish, he dismisses other people's needs too. So to maintain a need-free and disappointment-free existence. Despite this pessimistic assumption, I wish to show uncooperative people the benefits of cooperation, like hope springs eternal. In the second relationship, when we cooperate with our bodies, our needs for health and longevity are more likely met. And cooperation means, of course, giving our bodies the sleep, nutrition, and movement they need, and avoiding toxins. When nations cooperate, that meets our needs for peace and prosperity. Unfortunately, through much of history, wars and colonization diminished cooperation and crushed people's needs. Fortunately, international trade, treaties, and humane norms have supported cooperation and peace and prosperity. When we cooperate with nature, nature meets our needs for fresh air, clean water, food, and moderate weather. When instead of cooperating, people dominate and exploit nature, these needs go away. We cooperate with nature by recognizing we humans are part of nature and by protecting its healthy balance. Unfortunately, people have long separated ourselves from nature and dominated nature. Emerson, an early valuer of nature, noted, "The history of man or humanity is a series of conspiracies to win from nature some advantage without paying for it." In his time, Emerson was a rare voice in support of cooperating with nature. Now there are millions of us who want to cooperate with nature and make it easier for nature to meet our needs for air, food, water, and a moderate climate. When we cooperate with reality, that meets our need to solve problems. Solving a problem begins with an accurate naming of the problem based on reality. With an accurate understanding of the problem, the solutions we imagine will more likely work. Some people refuse to cooperate with reality and seem to wish for a return to a time when what passed for truth consisted of superstition, dogma, and the pronouncements of religious and political authorities. These authorities asked, "Who are you going to believe, me or your own eyes?" Fortunately, during the 1800s, humanity developed science, the process of verifying facts. Science helps humanity see reality accurately, setting up effective problem solving. Reality includes my inner life and its emotions. Unhappy emotions, sadness, fear, anger, confusion, shame, signal a need to be met. If I'm sad, I need maybe a cooperative, comforting contact. Aware of my emotion, and then my need, I can then ask to have it met. Like, I'm sad, I need a supportive conversation and a hug. All this cooperating depends on unity, which is where the Spirit enters. The Spirit unites us. And when united, what happens to other people affects me, so cooperating to meet their needs and support their happiness makes me happy. I'm united with my physical body, of course, so cooperating with it makes sense. Humanity is united ultimately across borders. In nature, spiritual experience lifts the veil and shows me my unity with the natural world. Plus, every time I breathe, I am connected with nature, and nature meets my needs for oxygen. And Spirit supports accepting what is, meaning cooperating with reality. I can cooperate with the Spirit by leaning into its support. To lean in, people practice meditation, prayer, devotional reading, acts of service. They go to church, sing in choirs, walk in the woods, gaze at stars, take pilgrimages, fast, dance, form human relationships, all to open the soul and welcome the Spirit. Indeed, right now, as you're seated in a pew, you can imagine not only the seat, but the Spirit holding you and supporting you. Each breath giving you additional support. You cooperate with the Spirit by opening to that support, making it easier for the Spirit to meet your need. I don't think cooperation meets our needs is a wild new idea. You can probably think of many stories of cooperation and needs met. One story, a scuba diver and shark researcher, Christina Zanato, comments, "I love my sharks. She appreciates their beauty and contribution to healthy oceans. And as she went on her dives, she recounts, I started seeing them with fish hooks in their mouths. The hook removal started like anything would start when you love someone. I just wanted to make their lives a little better, to relieve their pain. One shark with whom she was familiar approached Christina one day with a hook well inside its mouth. She recounts, I decided to stick my hand in and I pulled the hook out. But as soon as she came back, as soon as the shark came back, she allowed me to pet her. From then on, this shark would show up on her dives, nudging her for a back scratch. After removing hooks from familiar sharks, other sharks started showing up with hooks. The diver believes they communicate. It's like there's a shark message board. If you have a nasty fish hook, see Christina at Squid Reef. And they come. In my experience, my wife Jean and I adopted our daughter May from China. At 2 years old, May was wrenched into new surroundings, language, food, people, smells. My wife and I sought to respect May in her transition and through her childhood. Before she could speak English, May signaled a need by raising her index finger. It often meant, I've had enough. Soon after adopting May, we took her to meet one of Jean's sisters. The visit was going fine, but after half an hour, May signaled with her index finger, that's enough, I need to go. As we began bundling things up, her sister objected. She's just 2 years old, you can make her stay. And Jean replied with something like, I'd like to stay longer, but May is ready to go, and so we will respect her wish. And we left. This and other cooperations with May have resulted in now a young adult who trusts us and confides in us. Jean and I are as imperfect as other parents and have differed with May about cell phone use and bedtimes, but sought to find solutions that work generally to meet each other's needs. Indeed, families guided by cooperative negotiation for everyone's needs are pretty happy. Speaking of happiness, the wedding of Griselda and Sir Galahad drew nigh. King Arthur thanked Galahad for his sacrifice and commissioned a new suit of armor for him as if to protect him from his future wife. The courtiers looked with pity at Galahad as they passed him in the halls. The peasants appreciated their unpleasant lot compared to Galahad's. The pigs enjoyed their mud even more than usual. On the wedding day, Griselda looked just as repellent, but Galahad gamely stood for the ceremony in his finest cloak. The priest asked, do you, Griselda, choose to have this man, Sir Galahad, in marriage? I do. Do you, Sir Galahad, choose to have this woman, Griselda, in marriage? I do. A sigh rippled through the congregation. The priest pronounced them husband and wife. At the reception, his fellow knights, knowing his fate, encouraged Galahad to drink. Another flagon of ale for Galahad. He mostly declined, respecting the gravity of the occasion. As the reception wound down, Griselda retired to the bridal chamber. Soon Galahad, too, climbed the stairs. The company watched him as they might view an innocent prisoner shuffling to his execution. But there he found a lovely woman, long hair, a warm smile, dressed in a silk robe that seemed to glow with its own light. "Who are you?" he asked. "I am the woman you married," she answered, "and because you are noble, true to your word, and respectful of me, I will show you this aspect of myself and be beautiful, either during the night in our private chambers or in the day with your friends and the public." Galahad paused, he nodded, and said, "Please choose which you prefer." And Griselda smiled, "Ah, you have given me dominion over my life. And in return, I'll be beautiful both at night with you and during the day with our community." And so Galahad cooperated with Griselda. Her need for dominion over her life was met, leaving her living in beauty. Christina cooperated with the sharks, and they seemed grateful and continued supporting the balance of life in the oceans. Jean and I cooperated with our daughter, now a beautiful young woman who cooperates with us. As fables end, hands clasped, their needs met, they lived happily ever after.
Thank you. Each Sunday, UUCR gives away half of the funds received in the collection plate to a nonprofit organization that shares our UU values. This is a simple yet powerful way for each of us to help heal our world by learning about and supporting the good works of charitable organizations and becoming more involved in our community. Our Share the Plate recipient for February is United American Indians of New England. This group was nominated by the Love is a Verb social action team. United American Indians of New England, UAIN, if I pronounce that correctly, is an organization of Native people and their supporters who support Indigenous struggles in New England and throughout the Americas. Their agenda includes 5 priorities. Remove racist mascots. Prohibit Native American mascots in Massachusetts public schools. Honor Indigenous Peoples Day. Replace Columbus Day with Indigenous People Day to celebrate Indigenous resilience and survival. The change acknowledges the true histories of colonialism, genocide, and racism that Native peoples have experienced and continue to face. Celebrate and teach Native American culture and history. Ensure that school children in Massachusetts learn about Native American history, culture, and current issues. Protect Native American heritage. Ensure Native American funerary objects, sacred objects, and objects of cultural patrimony, I probably said that wrong, that are held by the governmental and nonprofit collections, and that they are not sold for profit. And lastly, support the education and futures of Native youth by improving educational outcomes and opportunities of American Indian and Alaskan Native students. UAIN is a self-supporting organization that relies on those who support their struggle to provide the funding to carry on their work. Please give as generously to our Share the Plate offering to help UAIN and to support the mission of UUCR. If this is your first time with us, please let the plate pass you by. Your presence is gift enough.
me okay? Oh, there we go. Thank you so much. That was beautiful. Good morning. My name is Melissa Martin. I'm your Member Services and Volunteer Coordinator, and my pronouns are she and her. This is the part of our service called Our Congregational Life, where we highlight opportunities for engagement centered in our UCR mission, inviting you to connect more deeply with this community. I have 2 notes to share with you this morning, and they beautifully represent the full circle of life. First is a note from the family of Dakota May Rain and their expression of gratitude for this congregation. Dear UUCR members, on behalf of our entire family, I want to express our sincere gratitude to all of you for hosting Dakota's Celebration of Life services. We are deeply appreciative of the warmth and compassion shown to us during this difficult time. The service perfectly captured her life and spirit, the music provided by the choir, the words shared by the community, and the service provided by all who volunteered in the kitchen and in Fellowship Hall were so valued by our family. Thank you for helping us celebrate her memory. The second is from our religious education coordinator, Kimberly Redd, and this week she and her husband Evan welcomed their first baby, a healthy baby boy, Ezron, and we send her our congratulations. In case you missed it, 30 Days of Love is happening right now. In this week's newsletter, you can find their invitation for us to understand the histories, conditions, and truths that shape our communities in this moment. To explore this week's fantastic offerings for all ages, please read the newsletter. I want to take a moment to thank everyone who makes our Sunday mornings possible, our worship arts team, our tech team, our musicians, our RE team, our ushers and greeters, our social hour hosts, our sanctuary team, and our behind-the-scenes safety team. Your efforts are seen and felt. If you would like to be part of our Sunday mornings, our sign-up genius found in the newsletter is ready for the remainder of this church year, so please sign up. Next Sunday, Reverend Fred Small returns to the pulpit with a different kind of service. He'll focus on making meaning of Minnesota from bystander to upstander. Our service with him will take us through his time in Minnesota and end with us taking action with Love is a Verb, social justice team. After that action, we will return to the sanctuary for our mid-year check-in with the governing board immediately after that action. And our service will be held as it usually is on YouTube for those joining us online. And for those attending the meeting online, that will be held via Zoom, and those links will be in the newsletter. For today, our data team is available to help you access our church membership platform, your Breeze member profile, or to opt into our directory or Breeze in general. You can stop by the front office to see Anique, and she will be happy to help you. Finally, please stay for our year-long Wheel of the Year series kickoff today. Our focus is community connection and social justice with our Feast of Light potluck for Imbolc, a traditional celebration of the returning of light, the halfway point between winter solstice and spring equinox. Please stay whether you brought an item to share or not. We have a full feast to enjoy. Whether you're a newcomer or a longtime member, a child or an elder, there is a place for you at our table. Please grab a seat at a table with a congregant that you may not know well and get to know each other better with our table talk cards. We have an art activity and a collection for the Mission of Deeds. Participate as you are able. Many thanks to each of you here and online for being a vital part of our congregational life. Now, please, what is the song again?
For the beauty of the earth.
Thank you. Now please rise in body or in spirit as we join in singing our closing hymn, For the Beauty of the Earth. What number is it?
21.
Number 21. Thank you.
Be
Thank you. I want to thank Charlene, Allison, Melissa, Brooke, Bonnie, the choir, Beth, and behind the scenes for all helping this service to occur. It's a cooperative gesture, venture by us all. One last note about cooperation in the journey. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. May we go in peace. Amen. Forget something. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.